We hear a lot about DNA nowadays, but what is it? DNA is a molecule that contains genetic code, like computer code, that is different in every person. No two people have the same DNA, not even identical twins. That shows us that we are all unique individuals that God created each with our own purpose. DNA is hereditary. That means it is passed down from parent to child. You may hear someone say, Bobby has his father's big ears, or Susie looks just like her mother. That is DNA at work. But there is another side to DNA, a dark side. You ever hear someone say that their dad had a bad heart, so they expect their heart to be bad also, or that cancer runs in the family, so they know they will get the big C in their lifetime? Physical ailments can be hereditary, but does that mean we are doomed to suffer with the physical illnesses our parents or grandparents had? The good news is a resounding no. How can that be, you might ask? If these things are built into our genetic code, how can that be changed? So glad you asked. When we are born as a baby, that is a physical birth. The Bible tells us in John 3 that we need to be born again. When Nicodemus asked how a person can be born all over again, Jesus said, it is not a physical rebirth, but a spiritual rebirth. When we ask Jesus to be our Savior, then we are born again spiritually. But did you know that when you are spiritually born again, that God becomes your Father? 1 John 3:1 says, see what love the Father has given us, that we should be called children of God. And that is what we are. Guess what? God doesn't have any illness, any genetic flaws or diseases. So do we get God's DNA when we are born again as His child? Just as we are spiritually born again by faith, we receive God's DNA by faith. By faith I am a child of God. By faith I receive God's DNA. No generational curses for me.